LeVelle Moton, as he's earned his 26th win here at North Carolina Central. All right, Coach, this didn't seem like it was a 34-point ball game. This was a really tough team and a good test for you here tonight.
Oh, yeah, we knew they were a really good basketball team, very well coached prior to coming in, so that's why we scheduled them. We wanted a challenge, and they definitely gave it to us, and hats off to them. I think they just wore down, towards the latter part of the second half, and we had an opportunity to kind of break it open in the middle of the first way. But tough basketball team, and I look for great things out of them in the future.
Yeah, they'll certainly be a team to look forward to. Had a winning season last year, and they're well on their way to doing that here this year. Overall effort, your thoughts overall? 6 players in double figures. Ray Willis had his first double-double here. Just the thoughts overall.
Well, I'll tell you what means more than 6 players in double figures, the 23 assists. That means we're sharing the basketball, and we're playing unselfishly, and that's what we need, because, traditionally we have been a 2-player, 3-player team. But just seeing 6 players in double figures, it makes it difficult to scout. And, in this game, you're not going to have your A game night in and night out. You can't really control whether or not the ball goes in the basket. But, it's just nice to know that we have guys on the bench and we have some quality depth that can come in and be productive for us.
I was trying to guess what you were going to say. What was more important? I was thinking you were going to go with the turnovers. 21 turnovers caused on Southern Wesleyan. You scored 31 points off of that.
Yeah, we try to get out and wreak havoc on our opponents and, just try to speed them up a little bit. And, with us, it's not necessarily about the turnovers. We just want you to do something you're not accustomed to doing. And we know it's a risk-reward factor for that, so therefore we give up some layups. But, with the layups, sometimes we're going to get turnovers and then or quick shots, and one-pass shots, and that allow us to get out in transition and create easy opportunities for ourselves.
You talk about players not having their A game tonight. It looked like Landon Clement, they were guarding him a little tightly, making sure he wasn't going to get anything going. Second half, he got going 3 for 4. And the play I really think about is the loose ball that Poobie picked up, threw it to Landon in front of your bench, hit the 3, got the crowd going. I mean, Poobie playing well, and Landon got his shot going in the second half. But it was a ball game tonight. You didn't necessarily need him.
Yeah, we didn't. But he was able to do some other things. And like I said, he has to understand that he's valuable for us just by having a presence on the floor. When you see Ray Willis driving to the basket and laying it up and finishing, that's because there's no help defense, and that's because they're basically stuck on Landon and they're playing their defensive principles, which is probably assigned to him and not to leave him. So, it's almost like the hockey assist. He's a valuable commodity for us, even when he's not shooting the basketball. And it's a different type role, so he's trying to really adjust to that. But, overall, I thought it was a great outset for the team.
Now, Jeremy Ingram coming back in the lineup here tonight, 13 points. You gave him 17 minutes. He had 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. He didn't seem to miss a beat after hurting his hand early in the year.
Yeah, he's a wild kid. He's a funny kid, It's silly in a good way, but he brings a certain kind of energy to practice and energy to the games. As you can see, he's going to get active, he's going to get in the passing lanes, and he's going to create some chaos out there and get his hands on some balls, and he's not scared. He's a tough little guy, man. So I'm proud to know that he's developed and he's better than he was as a freshman. And, we're going to need him, especially as we approach the conference and, also non-conference.
Looking at Manuel Chapman, Poobie, finished with 11 assists tonight. He had some moments where he struggled. You had to take him out for some mistakes as far as execution. There were some times where he had some turnovers that you didn't like, but he finished with 11 assists, and he seems to have a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah, he just have to, not play with the basketball as much, and his energy on offense, I wasn't impressed with that tonight. And he has to understand, as he goes, we goes. And the point guard is the driver. That's the engine to that vehicle. And, if it's acting up or if it needs an oil change or whatever, then we're going to need an oil change. And at the beginning, he needed an oil change. So I had to come sit him down and assign the pit crew to him and get him back in. So, 11 assists, that's still quite impressive. We ran a couple of live plays, and he threw the ball up there into the athletic director's office or the baseball coach's office. So he just probably needed to calm down. So, we were able to weather the storm, and he bounced back, so I was proud of his efforts.
Talking to the head crew chief of the men's basketball program here at North Carolina Central, LeVelle Moton. Joe Simmons mentioned this in the broadcast, and I hadn't really thought about this. Ibuka and Yor off the bench, 12 points in 17 minutes. He may lead the country in points per minute.
Yeah, and I'm still staying on him because I'm not satisfied with his performance. So, I'm probably the wrong person to ask about Ibuka right now, but he's given us some valuable minutes. And, I thought those 2 big threes that he hit in the first half allowed us to settle down as a team and be more chaotic on the defensive end of the floor.
All right, Coach, we look forward to Saturday. Plenty of time to get ready for that. It's going to be one of those atmospheres that you talk about and you write about in the legendary statuses, so to speak. A&T coming to town Saturday.
Yeah, the gloves are off now. They're coming in here throwing haymakers, and we're going to throw some back. So it's going to be a slugfest. This is Ali Frazier, Ravens Steelers, Yankees, Red Sox. It's going to be that type performance, and I guess a lot of people are looking forward to it. We're just going to chew on this for a little while and absorb this and try to digest this, go back and watch some film of this performance and see how we can improve ourselves, and then we'll dissect them. But Jerry Eves, Coach Eves, he's a great guy. I know people want us to hate each other, but, he's been like a mentor to me. And of course, we're on different sides of the fence, so I'll hate him for this week, and I won't call him, and I'll talk noise about him or whatever. But, he's a great guy. He's doing a great job with that program. He's turned it around. I just remember there was a time that A&T didn't win a game for a complete year, I think. And, ever since he's been there, they've been consistently 16, 17 games, and he's doing a well of a job. And he got a great basketball team. And, they don't have a post presence like the previous years in Thomas, but they're harder to defend because they got a lot of guys that can drive you off the bounce, and they got a lot of guys that can come off the bench and score in tons as well. So we'll definitely have our hands full, and not to mention just to be able to deal with the emotional adrenaline effect. I'm accustomed to it, but we have some new faces, and they're not. So we'll see how they respond.